Jump in with questions, Coach. Great, go ahead.
The offense had 30 made shots or 30 assists on 33 made shots, only 8 turnovers. Just what stood out to you about the performance today?
Well, that's something I think we've done a really good job of all year. The offensive end hasn't been the problem. We kind of get. We talked about some in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, the ball sticking and not moving. That was totally different than where we wanted to get the ball to. But you know, um, this game was won because how we defended, how we rebounded. It was won because of the commitment to us the last 2 days practicing in shoot around. That's where it was won.
Coach, you're obviously still figuring out rotations and spots for players, but that group that closed the third and started the fourth seemed to be really effective on both ends of the floor. What did you think of that AZ, Arike, Paige, Maddie, and Jessica Shepard lineup?
That was a really good lineup. And the other thing, I think now with Awak getting more practice time and her learning the playbook and getting a much bigger feel, you saw the impact that she made. Especially proud of Maddie because she had to play so much bigger, right, against Kiki and Austin. But, Smith got into the foul trouble in that first half. Shepard was amazing on the glass. And I think everybody was excited to see AZ and how well she played and how she shot it and how she defended and how she created off the bounce. So I'm glad that now we can continue to increase the minutes. She felt good. And it was good to see her, the comfort level that she played and how her teammates also moved it and found it.
Great.
Coach, how do you want the team to move forward after a win like this? How do you want them to move forward mentally, physically, headed for this road trip?
Oh, the most important thing is, playing for the guy next to you. That's the biggest thing. That's what we talked about, and we talked about it after, last game, right? Minutes could be different, night in, night out, right? Who's got the hot hand? Who we're going to because of matchups. So that was good to see.
Jeff?
Coach, y'all held Sonia Citron to an uncharacteristic 7 points and 5 turnovers. Was neutralizing her part of your, essential part of your game plan, or just a byproduct of the team being so in sync tonight?
No, I mean, we knew we had to do a great job on their big three. On Kiki, on Austin, and on her. I thought our post did a good job in coverage. And I thought you saw multiple efforts tonight that you guys haven't seen in the previous 2 games. Right, the ball's the most important thing, and we weren't concerned about our man. My man scoring on me. It was, us rotating and making the ball move.
Coach, so Jessica Shepard, she was everywhere in the paint tonight. Rebounds, assists, tough finishes. How important was her physicality against Washington's front court?
Well, she had that double, almost a triple double in Indiana, but 16 rebounds, 30 assists. There was a lot of really, really good things on both ends of the floor. So now, that's what we spoke about today in shoot around. How we've invested, how hard they worked, what was going to be the carryover. Because sometimes when you have a process, what happens if you don't get immediate results? You don't believe in the process. Well, we're 2-2, 2 losses, 1 by 5, 1 by 4. And there were a lot of things that could have been different. But, now we just continue to move forward, and the most important game is Chicago. And you got to move to Atlanta, and then New York, and then you got Vegas when you come back.
Y'all had the Chicago face Sky on Wednesday. What are y'all expecting there?
What are we expecting?
Yeah, what are y'all expecting there?
Well, we got to see who's, from a health standpoint, from a roster standpoint, who's going to be available, for them. They do a very, very good job defensively. So the actions and the things that we on a short prep, because tomorrow we travel. We've had 2 very hard practices in the shoot around. We won't practice tomorrow. We'll watch film when we get up to Chicago, and we'll just have a shoot around to prepare. So it's going to be a little different type of preparation that we haven't had all year.
Washington only had 9 points in the first quarter. Just what stood out to you about the way the group kind of set the tone early on that end and managed to sustain defensive success?
Well, the 2 offensive rebounds were the biggest key that we held them to. First quarter, I thought those first 5 got out to a good start. And when we went to our bench, there wasn't any drop off, which was great.
Go to Rob on the Zoom.
Thank you. Rob Townsend from the Podium Finish. Coach, tonight marks your first regular season home victory in the WNBA. So with all the hard work put into this game tonight and going forward, how rewarding is it to see that openness to all the feedback pay off tonight with such a selfless, connected performance from your group and how they responded with a consistent winning standard?
I don't know how to answer that question, but it was great after 2 close, tough losses at home. It was great to win a game in front of our fans. But in this league, every game is as important as the last one and the next one. So now you got to go on the road for 3, and then you're back at home. But again, a lot of really, really good positives in regards to sharing the basketball, Arike's play, Paige's play, and our draft pick. So that's good. It's great to see.
How do you sustain this moving forward, just to keep the consistency?
Same thing. Tackle the next day like we've tackled every single day. But it's great now that in regards to preparation that we have everybody, knock on wood, healthy, and everybody's here, and we can spend time on correcting ourselves and not just worried about preparing for the next game. Man, we've lost that.
Obviously, foul trouble for Smith tonight. Just from your perspective, was that kind of a part of the matchup here, just given the bigs with Washington, and just going forward, how do you feel like is the best way to unlock her productivity?
Those 3 bigs, man, Betts and Kiki and Austin, that's a hell of a front line. They're imposing it. They're tough to defend. And they're tough to get around too, whether you're fronting, whether you're on the high side, whether you're on the low side.
Go to Sophie. Go ahead, Sophie.
Hi, Coach. Sophie Dumont here with the Ballers Magazine. Congrats on the win. I wanted to get your assessment on off-ball cutting and just moving without the ball that you saw from your team tonight, especially with Owak and AZ.
Yeah, I thought whenever you have weak side movement, ball gets entered with a 45 cut or split action up top, it takes away help side defense. It keeps the help side occupied. But once we got into the side pick and roll, and there was action on the backside, that opened some things up, especially in the second half.
Hey, thanks. Coach, this looked like the most complete game your team has played all season. What impressed you most about the energy and execution tonight?
Well, I thought how connected they were defensively. That was big, right? You look at it. I mean, like I said, the offensive end hasn't been a problem, but if we're not playing well offensively, you got to be more connected on the defensive end. You got to get stuff off the glass. So, because I think teams will do a good job taking away transition offense. So now ball's got to move from side to side and get to the second side of the floor, and we gotta continue to do that.
Christian, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. After the first one, I believe it was over the Fever, Odyssey Simpson and Arike Ogunbowale both in the press, and they lived about how personable you were and how much they respected you and the coach, and the trust that you have in them as players on the court to kind of call plays without your input, Just kind of wondering how much has that kind of shifted throughout this weekend, and also just kind of the depth of this roster. Arike has said that this is arguably the deepest team that she's been on, and the investment from leadership down to your, bringing you to Dallas and everything. Just kind of wondering how that's been so far and the process through it.
Yeah, I think when you go into the game, you go into with certain packages that you want to run, right? Beginning halves, late in halves, and then there's a ton of things that we can run, yeah, and it's all being part of being in groupings, right? And it gives us a good opportunity when you come out of timeouts and there's 3 or 4 things that we want to go to, and they know that that's the direction that I want to go to, and they feel comfortable getting us into those things.
And last one to Andrew. Andrew, go ahead.
Coach, thanks, ma'am. Coach, when you challenged that call in the third quarter there and it got overturned, you made your coaching staff laugh on the sidelines there. Did you have a good joke with them after that successful overturn from you?
Well, I can't say exactly what I said, but I shouldn't have to call timeout to overturn that call. That's something that has to. I shouldn't have to challenge a call like that. So I didn't say it that way. Pero no quiere que yo habla italiano, español, portugués, catalán. Because maybe some people out there in the media want to talk to me in another language.
Okay.
So they're welcome to come to Dallas and watch us practice. Maybe even go over the things that we run on the offensive end.
Coach, thank you.
Not an invite, Pam.
I will.